It might have just been like a little bit of jitters or like excitement to play international team.
Listen, we're not losing twice.
I don't think I'm gonna make it to the last round.
But then when you mentioned the possibility of like not playing, it was just like one of those things where it's like
We needed that one win.
That might be a championship, that might not be a championship, but I think we kind of hit a wall.
I do think we were getting a little bit frustrated and nervous.
you're one map down, but that doesn't mean anything, you know.
We pull through.
There it is, GSM. Oh!
At that point, it's just like making sure everybody's reset.
I just want everybody to like understand.
I think it's something you kind of just expect out of the teams, at least the teams I play on.
So I will say with a newer roster, with 2 new players, I think this roster has a higher ceiling for sure, most definitely. These 2 players are obviously very good. I would say like both are upgrades. So I do think with time, yes. I would say going into this major, I don't know if we're gonna win the major, you know, you can't say that, but picking up 2 new players and then making the major and then, you know, getting out of a group would be amazing.
Well, I've been in this exact situation before. I didn't go. So my headspace is just make the fucking major and then I'll be excited. I'm not overthinking, until I make it, then I'll be excited. I was excited last stage. I'm like, oh, I'm 1 game off. Got shit on, so.
Mirage is always the final boss, and funny enough, we always play them in games that matter a lot to us, like for the most part, you know. Like, I think every game that we've played them in has mattered a major spot or like clinching first place. We just gotta erase the stigma, you know, erase the past. Those guys are just any other team, you know, we just gotta go to the game very confidently.
Everyone on the team is very confident and very confident myself. I think I'm better than pretty much every player in North America. Like I say that confidently every time. And so we just go into these games playing our game, and if, you know, we play comfortable, and usually for us, it's, you know, if we're having more fun and we're enjoying ourselves, we're gonna win every time.
Quickly, Benji attempts, taking damage in the process. Gio looks away, down he goes, Kansan's in, and it's all of a sudden Dexter to die. Benji with the diffuser down, Gio will need to clutch. The newest member of the Soniqs with the Nitro Cell to go out, and he just needs to wait out the clock. The Soniqs are the 3rd team from NA to qualify for the major. That 7-4 victory is more than good enough.
We kind of knew that we had like the easiest group. We had like the easiest group, but at the same time, like the group that any team could almost make it out of.
Obviously it wasn't the hardest group, but I feel like it was a group that was gonna at least give us some kind of difficulty just for the fact of playstyle wise.
So we played M&M first game. I think it was more so just like, it might have just been like a little bit of jitters or like excitement to play international teams, and us like, felt like we hadn't played in like 2 months.
Oh, this is going to be a bit scary now for Rexon. He does have Grixer on the opposing window, but it doesn't matter because Grix is the only one left in a 1v4. What a difficult position. It's going to have to be a retake now for M&M as Solotov's already found one. Coming down from the solar stairs. Can get another one. Quick finish off with the impact. And perhaps Gunnar has bitten off a little bit more than he can chew here in the site. Still firmly within M&M's grasp. It could be a kill, and it is. All on Grixer, the man himself. So hyped up. Such a phenomenal player, and there's the first of the 3 he needs. They've got time on their side. He's got to land 2 nutty shots. That's the first one, and now he's got the mirror! 1v3, we've seen him do it before, and he's gonna have to thread the needle. He does hit the first one as users on the window didn't see him, and he does spray him down. M&M taking down the Soniqs.
I've always been a big believer, at least in major tournaments. I mean, no one likes losing, but I think losing during like, in the group stages, for example, where you have like, where it's acceptable to lose, not acceptable, but there you have like a cushion, is always good because you kind of see the holes you have. You kind of see like how the tournament's gonna go, how everyone's playing, and how you have to adapt. And I think that's where you kind of learn if you are gonna be able to do it or not.
It was honestly way better that we lost that first game than won it, because we would have had to like face that like realization and like loss later on in the event. And if we would have gone undefeated in groups and like playoffs, I mean, it's a lot of emotion to deal with like a first loss then. So I think it honestly worked out that we ended up losing to M&M.
I feel like that game was just, we weren't in sync. We were kind of playing scared, and just sort of felt like there was no energy. And after we lost that game, we kind of just sat there, talked, and talked about energy that we needed to have and what we needed to do, slow down, and we didn't lose the game since.
Listen,
That's
they're
very
a little goofy, just a little goofy, all right? And they're just, they're smiling. They think they got us because we got shit on by some geezers. But listen, we're not losing twice, okay? I don't give a fuck what we have to do. If we're flying out windows, we're flying out windows, okay?
I told you in the
But you're doing it as a team.
As a collective unit, okay? Soniqs on 3.
Right.
1, 2, 3, Soniqs!
We're back on the map that Soniqs played as the opening gambit today. It's a good map for Soniqs. It was a better map for M&M. And that was sort of displayed in the 7-3. And this is now Soniqs' moment to sort of, I guess, show us at first the other half of their game properly when they haven't been knocked around a little. On second, see if they can try and improve on the first.
Well, they kind of have to, because otherwise, people at home will be questioning, why did they go to Chalet twice? There's a second player potentially being out there, though. Gunnar takes down Perez as well, and suddenly the side is starting to open up a bit much.
Gunnar's holding on. Waits for the swing, and the swing comes and is punished. Paceto, final step is the toughest. There's a fight with the Twitch drone that's drawing some attention. They slip their way through. It's Gunnar with a quad. Can he try and cement maybe the first ace of the tournament? It is! Gunnar locks it down, brings Soniqs level, and starts maybe a bit of a better story. There's the first fight. It almost goes away from him. The second ensures the plant goes down. They're dug in, tucked themselves round on the kitchen side. The big rotate to the top floor, the verticality to find this plant. Last time, it's not needed. Rexen cements in that final kill.
Both in that position. Black Ray almost gets 2 for his trouble. Walks away with 1 of Gunnar. SQ drops into the middle of the bomb site. Diffuser in hand. The Lamai of A-Gator manages to take down Kansan, but then it's SQ's guns that find 2 from Cyclops. You need to get the yokai in place. They won't be able to do it. Grixer gets the echo, and they can wait. The prone player inside of Moto can get it done, but it's Rex in long range. Here's some intel down below. The Evil Eye looking. Suzu picked off, holding this position, but shot from above from Grixer. This is shaping up to be a flawless round, but Igator says not yet. Gatorada just needs to stop the plant. That's it. But as he tries to get there, Rexen shuts the door on a CAG comeback.
There is a stretch over to Freezer, and that's where the first bite happens. Kansan takes care of one. Gunnar with the push onto Laundry as well. Suddenly, Soniqs strike on the back end, and then falling off the back. Tyrant caught out by Geo. The double down and the swing round, they do get him dropped, but it's suddenly just solids off left. They know where he is. There's the next. Soniqs take the first round.
And of course the freezer drop that's coming through. Gunnar will shut down the first. 7 seconds left on the clock. Neo needs to make a miracle happen right here, but it gets shut down right afterwards. Nello doesn't stand a chance either. Gunnar makes sure he takes both down.
Kansan's underneath C4. Fishes out Nello and gets the kill. There's Users trying to get the lockdown, but Kansan wins out one more.
This could be the end of it. Users, do you know someone is in the corner out there? No, he does not. Geo will shut him down. It's only up to Tyrant and Neo now. The kid not even in pocket. They need to go for all 5 of the kills if they want to take a victory here.
Well, all 5 seems impossible at this point. Neo gets 1. He's looking for the second, but it comes from all over. Soniqs, they take the full 3 points. They find themselves top of the group, I believe. And they find a bit of revenge for yesterday.
Yeah, so I mean, vibes, I feel like have most teams, but I feel like especially for ours, I think they're like the driving force into like our performance. I think vibes is like a direct outcome into like how good we play in a game. And yeah, like losing Yeti's, it was a very big like hit in like those components, since Yeti would always get loud and scream. And I feel like everything, like the whole team dynamic changed after the first game. I think when we brought up that conversation of vibes, I feel like Gunnar like really stepped forward, and that almost like allowed him to get more comfortable in the environment. I feel like once you start yelling at your opponents on like a stage in front of fans, just even like in group stage, I feel like that's when you like try to start finding your groove, and I think Gunnar did. I think Gunnar performed like really, really, really well, above like almost everybody's expectations. So.
I think a soda would help me. Like for example, Coke that makes me burp.
Are you dying?
The only thing that's good is I have like a lot of sleep.
Are you sick?
My stomach, I was telling him, it's like I'm nauseous and I want to throw up. But like I just sat there for like 10 minutes throwing up and it wouldn't come out. And I'm talking about like I was dying, Lauren. I was crying, fucking, because you know how like when you throw up, you're fucking.
Your eyes are watering.
Yeah. I was trying to spit it out and it just wouldn't come out.
I was starting to feel sick. Honestly, I felt sick the first day. I just didn't. It was kind of like an increasing thing. It didn't get worse. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I think it got to the worst part, like the first game of the third day. I woke up and I was just dead. So I remember waking up and I just felt horrible. I put it in the chat saying I might be sick. I came to the venue and it felt terrible. I hopped on a T-Hunt and felt even worse. And I remember telling the guys, I looked over after I tried to kill a bot and I spent like a whole mag trying to kill him. And I looked over and I told him, like, God, this is not looking good. Someone might have to play.
Like, I don't think I'm gonna make it to the last rounds, like at the end of the rounds.
And I think everyone just ended up saying that, like, we kind of need the first game at least to secure playoffs, whether it's first or second, no matter what. So I think we all just came together and said, you know what, let's give it a shot. Let's see how you do. Let's see. We want the whole roster to play, so see what we can get.
Your choice.
At least if I could talk, if you just I can call. But I can't really talk.
I could do the talking, just sit there, do your thing.
Yeah, we'll try it. I guess we like thought he was already gonna play, but then when you mentioned the possibility of like not playing, it was just like one of those things where it's like you're so close, but like, you know, at any given moment anything could happen. Like it's just group stages, it's best of ones, you know, and we all told him, like we all let him know that like everybody wants him to play, but like if he really just can't, if he really thinks like it won't help us or it won't do us any good if he does, then like he doesn't need to play, you know.
Especially when we were one game away from qualifying, I was like, lo and behold, we had the most dominant game of our group stage. And then after that, I was like, thank God. I mean, like if we had to play with Lauren, I wouldn't mind. We needed that one win.
Soniqs are starting to get a little bit low on time, but with the kills they're finding, still on pace in my opinion. Two more showing up here for both Grixer and Kansan. Rexen adds one as well. Could be a second flawless in a row here. Potoxi is going to be able to find so far.
We've seen how lethal Kansan is. 9-in-1. This man cannot miss at the current moment, but it's going to be Grixer that strikes first. He's got one, potentially two if they keep flirting with death here. It's going to be Ion that takes down Gunner, but Basetto's going to, oh my, Geo, off the rappel. What an insane round from the Soniqs. The Soniqs, I think they're moments away from another flawless here. This half, it's been disgusting. 2 flawless rounds. The case also on Monty here. If this goes wrong, this could be the Soniqs round right here.
Vigorous being played out right now here. The swing is going to miss, but he goes for some more body shots.
No!
Oh, manages to knock him down, and he takes down the supporting player on the outside of Garage. Here's someone that could potentially save it. The Perez working his way into Rexen. Cannot be stopped. That's a 3rd kill now from him, but at very low HP, and he's definitely not going to be challenging the door again because he walks right into a quad from Rexen.
Has full HP, 3 stuns as well. Are they going to let this plant go down? Some pre-fires. Nade is going to stick it. What a man.
Ah! Pablo, you are him! You are him!
Give me that shit!
These guys are such losers. Help your team, man! Fuck off! Why didn't you kill me?
Oh my.
This dude is on the roof holding main when his team's inside. Why me, man? Man, what the fuck?
Yeah, so qualifying for playoffs was, I mean, it felt great. You know, I think it was more so like a mix of like actually qualifying as well as like being at invite. You know, like you secure invite, you lock in invite. With SSG not getting enough rounds, and it's just like making invites. Obviously, everybody's like biggest goal at the end of the year. You know, you want to make sure that like you don't want to have the worry of playing those open qualifiers, because I mean it just turns into like a shit show, and there's a whole bunch of teams and a lot of upsets.
It felt really good because we knew for invite we had to make playoffs, and so winning that game, it's like kind of like a sense of relief, like because no one wanted to play in those invite quals.
To make it to playoffs for me at least is an expectation, and like you said, it might be newer to the guys, but I think it'll become an expectation for them too. I think it's something you kind of just expect out of the teams, at least the teams I play on. I think we have an amazing group of guys, and I expect nothing but the best from everyone, including myself. So I know it's hard to get to playoffs, and I know it's like one of those things where it's like, I feel like it's not a whole different world, but I feel like groups to playoffs is just like a different beast.
We're still nothing.
You want to say your predictions?
It's all their best teams, though.
We're gonna get TSM or FaZe.
Liquid
and
Unfortunately.
W7M.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we ain't ready. They're gonna have to fight outnumbered.
Alright, listen.
No.
An A or a D, it's got to be on the lower half.
Sit down.
C or a B.
What is
Upper half.
There it is, TSM. Oh!
Fucking knew it.
Wait.
NA versus NA.
Yup, NA versus NA.
Quarterfinal 1.
Wait, double NA, double EU, double
LATAM.
LATAM. What the fuck? Wait, no, 4 LATAM.
Wait, there's 4 LATAM teams.
What?
Oh,
Bro, what the fuck bracket is this?
We won't play until the final. We won't play until the final.
It's Copa Elite.
No,
It's
literally,
Copa Elite.
what the fuck?
Yeah, so when we saw the draws, you know, it was kind of like one of those, we kept on saying, I think like Gio kept on saying of like, oh, we're going to get TSM, we're going to get TSM. And it was just like, I mean, the chances were there, you know, the chances were there. It was just like, you get like a 1 out of 3 chance that you get that team. And we were like the first team to know who was going to get the 2nd seed.
I know how this goes. It's all scripted. It's happened throughout my whole career. I was on EG, I was on Rogue, I left Rogue for EG. We got Rogue. I was on EG. I left EG for TSM. I got TSM. I got EG. I don't know. They say they're drawing these groups, but Ubisoft is not fooling me. I was kind of excited to play TSM just for the fact that like I knew we were a good team. I think the bank game in the regular season didn't really show that, and I think the 3rd map in our game we kind of made them look the way they made us look on bank. So I think it was just one of those things where it's. I know what we're capable of, and that NAL season game definitely didn't show it.
SQ far enough back, allowing TSM to walk in towards the bomb site. Bolo finds a way, but it's the Capkin traps to do some serious damage. Gasher with Diffuser will get picked off by Kansas. TSM gets their first pick of the game. That's a big tally at this point. That's the real deal, but Bolo trying to refrag does so successfully. Grixer the first one to take some damage. He's on a roam by Memorial. Kansan spotted by Bolo, who's now in the middle of the bomb site. He hits an ED and another again. Merc with his low HP, spotted on a cam, sees the Azami of Gunnar. Gunnar wins that. Nade from below. Does it successfully clear out the Kiva? We don't know. Great shot from Kansan on Astro Stairs. Down goes Achieved. Are still in dangerous position, but TSM are just walking into their doom. Bolo with 11 kills is the only one standing. He doesn't have a lot of intel. Sees ahead, but he cannot outduel Grixer. The Diffuser wants to go down if there's some objective play.
That's risky.
Bolo decides to take the engagement. Down he goes. Grixer falls next. Rexon holding the Diffuser in the midst of the bomb site. He gets something working, but it's the Nitro Cell from Achieved.
Astro Staircase has to fight for now, but Gio, he goes first.
Oh my, Bolo looking the wrong way, and they'll breach in. What can Achieved accomplish? Absolutely nothing. Merc, the only one to get on the board so far. Snake sees 1, 2! There's nobody watching Astro Stairs. Kansan's in a favorable position.
5 seconds.
But he's got to grab that Diffuser or go for the pick. Kansan decides to go
1 second.
And he gets it at the last possible second. 2v2, time not on the side of Soniqs. Gio going for the plant. He's going to be vulnerable. Grixer will need to watch, and with how good Grixer has been before, you can bet on him to watch so safely, but Snake on the flank takes him down. Grixer shouldering off a lot of damage. Timer running. Crowd starting to chant TSM. Can it give some power towards Grixer? Sitting inside of the bathroom, he's looking in the wrong direction, he's downed! They just need to hop on the Diffuser. The smile on Snake's face tells the whole story, and TSM will win their map 7-4 and go up 1-0 in the series.
We didn't expect to lose the first map, but like Villa, it was okay if we lost that map.
At that point, it's just like making sure everybody's reset. You're 1 map down, but that doesn't mean anything, you know? And I think everybody did that like more than perfectly. As soon as we won that 2nd map, it's like our momentum was almost like unmatched.
We went in it trying to win, we went in it like doing our best. We were really confident in, and we were gonna win those maps.
In our fucking home ground, listen, we problem solve. Anything that comes, we problem solve.
They're gonna be fucking like depressed. We 7-4 them on a map we don't play,
Exactly, and that shit could have been closer, bro.
Down arcade stairs?
On arcade stairs.
Zombies on my quad wall. On my quad wall. Nice. Is that on the quad wall?
Me, quad wall, me. 2 of them on me. Are they both on you, Joe?
How about it? Nice.
Good job, guys. Good shit. I'm in. I think I can plan. Just hold me, just leave me.
Yeah. Stay above, you stay above.
Hold the split hatch. Evan, hold in front of you.
There's
Nice.
one above, there's one Lucy.
50.
Yo, both on me.
Nice, just hold.
Yeah,
Let's go! Good fucking round, guys.
Good job.
3v2.
What's the bug?
I have no extra flank.
Yeah, bug
Nice
dead.
shot, reset, 3v1.
You go. I saw him. Quad wall. Close right. I think arcade window. I'm hopping with you.
Arcade window?
Yeah.
Let's go, Arcade! Gio, you are good on Monty, boy.
Let's get it, boy. I'm dancing on that
Good
boy.
job.
I know we
Orc's
have
dead. Orc's dead.
Two dragon. Nice. Let's
Start getting close to here.
That
shit, Gunner.
Let's go! Good fucking round, boys.
They're running in. Take that.
I have bathroom door.
Right side. Nice attempt.
Yellow, I have him. He killed me.
Yellow window.
Bathroom door.
Yeah.
Let's go! Holy shit! Quick on.
Nice. Down.
Yeah, let's get it. On the wall. Door.
Come on, baby. Get that motherfucker. Get that motherfucker.
Okay.
Nice.
That's exactly it. Started in this round by Rex and Spawn Peak. It was the best player for SQ and Kansan to seal the deal.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Send these guys home. Let's go. 1 HP. No, main hall. Nice.
Let's go! Second round. Let's take it to a map we really play. Let's go, Merc.
Hallway now. Let's go, main. In Maester. Hallway.
Just hit up.
Nice.
I'm dancing on him.
What do you mean?
Nice, 1-2 reset. I buy it, Gunner. Let's go.
Alright,
Pushing you, Maverick.
Where is he?
Go.
Nice! That was quick! Up the server. Server window.
I got him.
Swinging you.
Kill me.
Like that. Last one.
Let's go! Let's go fucking round, baby. Let's go fucking round, baby. Can we push through to kill him?
One might be bar.
Let's get control.
Audio bar.
Let me join.
I'm sending him to you. Audio bar.
I know.
Yeah, stun me. Stay full stun.
You still with all dead? Where's last?
Just make the plan. What do you have to plan?
Go for plan.
Maybe. He's at bar. Yeah, bar.
You played this fucking man! Let's go! You're playing! My gotcha! I achieved this fucking suck! Fantastic! Woo! Bye! Yeah! Later! Bye! Hey, you're playing! Yo, hey, any fist bumps?
We go back, we go front.
Yo, any fist bumps?
Unless someone's calling something, just listen. I'll tell us kind of like what to do, and like we'll do just ridiculous shit. Like except for the master will be like our only take, like trophy master. That's the only like one we'll have, and everything else is gonna be direct. And then, but we gotta all commit. They can't be fucking. Well, I'm gonna go look for a pick over here. No, it's everyone like do it either, or unless you want to go do something like that, make sure you call me. But no, don't panic if we do go villa. Like it is what it is.
So are we set?
We know that we're either gonna play bank or fucking bank. Like it's bank or villa. We know we're gonna pick border cloud.
It'd be better by not getting your drone shot in the first
Well, that guy's a
prep
fucking
phase.
that freak.
Well, I know,
fucking
but
got
there were a
3
couple rounds where we were down to 2 drones before the prep phase.
I flicked him.
So they ban first?
I don't know if it works. Hold it. Wait, can we talk?
Yes. Can we get side pick?
I'm down with whatever. I don't really care.
I just want everybody to like understand.
We're gonna have a good series. Like we have border, we have club, and then the last map we have the Shen. So
they are the top 2 of their regions in NA and in EU, of course, respectively. So now it's a challenge who can represent the region in that grand final.
Any time to get it together at this point. He might find himself picked up by the next as he goes for the frost. That's Renshiro taken down, and that certainly opens up the side almost completely before Bride strikes back. They at least get one, but there goes the Lems. Gunner with a triple. He cannot even get a whiff of a bullet. He's looking for the fight. He is out of time, and he almost pulled it out. The fight is scrappy. It's not quite fully connected. The castle makes a lot of noise. Kansan, he's going for the ace. And there it is! Kansan with the ace. Soniqs with the first map. and the 1-up heading into the second. What a way to lock it out there for Soniqs, the ace to come through.
Listen, just because it doesn't matter, it does not matter. Right? 100% win rate, it doesn't matter. CDC, we can lose it any day, we can win it any day. We're the better team, we play a fucking game.
They're all stacked round, it's 20 seconds and the drop is coming into the pit. There's a cold kit, Shaiko gets Gio in the drop and the motion. The impact should have the impact, half a gunner's health, the rest is Shaiko and Bride. And now the final player is found.
It comes into the whole thing of like what I said, where you kind of have to be realistic. I think it's okay to have fun, but I think having fun is only going to take you so far. But you never know, maybe that might be a championship, that might not be a championship, but I think we kind of hit a wall.
Grix around onto the back line, buy themselves some space, and Shaiko buys one more body onto blue. There's Shaiko with one more, can he get the third? He can! Shaiko, backed up by EFAC, gets it across the board, Kansan's in the side, but Alems is there too!
You're about to make it to grand finals, you're about to play in front of more fans, and it's just like, there's a lot of things that like add up.
I'm behind you, Grix against Renshiro though. They put the pressure on the side, it's 2 for Bride! He has the lockdown, there's the third! One more with the pistol, there's the connection of 1 versus 1. Kansan and Bride either side, but it's Bride!
Everything started trickling down, whether it was just kind of like comms or everyone's vibes or like just how we were playing.
Gio, he goes for a smoke on it, it's too late to stop the plant. 45 seconds separates it. I don't know if we'll see it. We will not.
As Alems closes it out and BDS, they find a bounce back.
I don't feel like it was exciting. I feel like we were frustrated. And
I do think we were getting a little bit frustrated and nervous.
I felt like we were nervous. We weren't listening to Gio. Like he was saying, it felt like we had like an entitlement in club, that we were really good at club, but they counted everything we were.
It's fine.
We weren't adapting.
It's gonna take an example of, remember FaZe? You guys weren't there, but like we just kind of fun like that. But Bank is a map on defense where you just get fucking crazy.
You guys just focus on plays and everything. I'll call the experts.
If we each try to make a play around Gio's call, we'll do shit.
And we need to go back to having fun. We were frustrated at club.
Fox on 3, 1, 2, 3, Sonic!
Nerves is one of those things that you just have to learn how to control the best in those certain moments, because I mean it can get the best of you, you know. And I mean especially when you play a game of like Siege, when it's just like play by play, round by round, everything is like very influential in the outcome of the game. It can like drastically change the result of what it should have been, and I think that's what happened.
Rexon, he just got the early taste of a player paying attention to a window, but the late drop might buy him a little bit more of a surprise strike. The calls come out and Gio on the backboard, but Bride, ever excellent, gets one more. They're looking for the fight and Shaiko goes down. Gio, he slipped his way in the sight and now he's the only one left. BDS, they broke it down and had to rebuild, but boy does it look good!
What a game from BDS. The first one must have been devastating. They struck back with a 7-1 victory and they find Bank with a 7-3. They will go to the grand finals. They will play against Latam to make sure that we stay in control of the majors.
We basically just kind of scrapped everything. We were just having fun and playing our game. It wasn't like most of the stuff was practice. Like half of the stuff we did was just on the fly. I think this is good practice for Invite. I think at Invite we're going to be playing the best teams in the world, so I think it's good practice for that.
I mean, we're really happy with top 4 for our first major as a team. Like, we've only had like a month and a half, 2 months together, so with very limited time. Like, I feel like we showed out and we played the best we could. Definitely a lot of things we need to fix. Definitely a lot of things that are going to be fixed, but I feel like we can only get better from here.
The first task was to make it out of playoffs, right, which we've never done. And I mean, we do that more than convincingly enough. You know, we end up with 15 points, 5-1 record, all regulation wins. So that's like the first task. And then the next task was like lining that up with making Invite. And we did that like pretty much when we made playoffs as soon as SSG lost. There was like it was almost like you could like knock off like the checklist, and we were just like going down and we were just like knocking it off. And I mean, it feels great, you know. Regardless of like losing a game we should have won, like it feels more than great. You know, I'm very proud of everyone's like effort on the team, you know, everyone's performance. I think we did the best we could have in like the situations that we were presented in. But yeah, I definitely think that it was like a really big learning experience. Even though we like even still made it really far, I think it was a very big learning experience to like take into Invite. And I'm glad that as a whole we got to experience that like international experience.
I think we all played amazing. I think, like I said, we had a mental reset after the first game. I think even coming into this tournament, we had a lot of pressure on ourselves when we shouldn't have. And I think it was a great learning experience. I think from here, I think if we're smart and we're efficient, we'll be ready for invite. And I think we'll make a lot of people proud. Honestly, who doesn't want to win a second time, especially a world championship? I think it's one of those achievements that like not a lot of people have, 2, let alone 1. So I think I've always been kind of a competitive person myself. So I think, why not? Why not go for 2, right? Why not go for 3 or 4?